Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back with another video today. And today we're going to be talking about one of the most recent news in the NBA. As today was reported by Bleacher Report, and, well, it was first reported by Shams, and then after Shams reported it, then Bleacher Report went all crazy about it. But Shams first reported it on Twitter that the New Orleans Pelicans are going to be really trying to trade up to get Scoot Henderson in the 2023 NBA draft. And this was crazy news for me. I'm not too surprised because I've heard there's been multiple rumors about the Pelicans maybe moving either one or if not both, Brandon Ingram or Zion Williamson. There's also been some rumors about that 14th overall pick. And not only that, but I know CJ McCollum's a great player. The fact is that New Orleans kind of needs a point guard. CJ McCollum's great. I don't think he should go anywhere. He needs to stay on that New Orleans roster, but he's filled in that point guard role for about the last 2 seasons since he's got there. But he's really a shooting guard, and to get in a real point guard next to CJ McCollum, put Scoot Henderson at the 1 and McCollum at the 2. That's a really good guard duo for the Pelicans. And then if you do this trade, a trade up for, I would think you would probably be trading up for the 3rd overall pick to get Scoot Henderson. If you do that, I think Zion would probably be the one to stay, and then Brandon Ingram would be the one to go out, and then who knows who's your small forward is, but then Zion's at the power forward and Jonas Valanciunas is at the center. That's a better team for the Pelicans team than they had last year, in my opinion. CJ would play way better at the 2 than the 1. Scoot Henderson, we know how good he is. Maybe a healthy Zion, Jonas Valanciunas. But let's talk about the trade that would land the New Orleans Pelicans the 3rd overall pick to draft Scoot Henderson. If you're wondering why the 3rd overall pick, even though this could come back to bite New Orleans in the butt, because the fact is that the Pelicans, if they trade for the 3, there's not a guarantee they get Scoot, because Charlotte could draft Scoot Henderson, but I don't think they will. I think Brandon Miller's going number 2, even though Scoot's the better player. I think, well, I don't know if I would say Scoot's the better player, because I think they're both pretty even. If anything, and I could get a lot of hate for this, but I think Scoot's going to be a hell of a talent, but I think Brandon Miller could just be as good as him, if not better. I think Brandon Miller is going to be an incredible NBA talent. And I think for Charlotte, I think Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball would be a hell of a duo. I honestly think it'd be better than having Scoot and LaMelo together. And not only that, I really could really potentially see the Charlotte Hornets end up keeping Terry Rozier with LaMelo Ball this season. You keep Scary Terry, you have LaMelo at the 2, and then you add in Brandon Miller. That's a really nice, and let's say you bring back Miles Bridges. You got Bridges at the 4, and then their 5 is Mark Williams. That's a really nice lineup for Charlotte next season. I honestly really could potentially see the Charlotte Hornets end up keeping Terry Rozier and drafting Brandon Miller. In that case, once that pick 3 falls to the Pelicans, once Scoot falls to 3 to the Pelicans, they draft Scoot and pair him with CJ McCollum and Zion Williamson. But let's talk about the trade with the Blazers that would land the Pelicans the 3rd overall pick to draft Scoot Henderson. So here is the trade that would happen. So the Pelicans would trade Brandon Ingram and the 14th overall pick to the Portland Trailblazers, and then in return the Pelicans would get back 3 players and 2 picks. The Pelicans would get back Keon Johnson, Kevin Knox, and Nasir Little. They're nice role players. I doubt if any. I could probably see New Orleans probably flipping every single one of those players. Maybe keep one of those guys. I see maybe I could really actually see Keon Johnson staying, and then they flip Kevin Knox and Nasir Little. I think it's salary, adding salary onto that trade, and not only that, then the New Orleans will probably flip those players that they're getting back in return, probably keep one. And then, so they get those three players, Knox, Johnson, and Little. And then they get the third overall pick, of course, and they also get the 23rd overall pick. So, recap of the trade idea, Keon Johnson, Nasir Little, and Kevin Knox, the 23rd overall pick and the third overall pick to the New Orleans Pelicans, and then in return, the Blazers get the 14th overall pick and Brandon Ingram, and then the Blazers also get a 2024 first round pick that belongs to the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, it's not that good of a first round pick because the Bucks should be one of the best teams in the NBA again next season, but it is another first round pick that the Blazers can do whatever they want with it, keep it or flip it. So, recap of the full trade. Kevin Knox and Keon Johnson, Nasir Little, the third overall pick and the 23rd overall pick to New Orleans, and Scoot Henderson goes to the Pelicans to pair with CJ McCollum and Zion Williamson, and then Brandon Ingram, the 14th overall pick, and a 2024 first-round pick that belongs to the Milwaukee Bucks, which should be a late first-round pick next season because the Bucks should be one of the best teams in the East, probably a top 3 seed again next season. So, I don't know who says no in that trade. I would think if anybody's going to say no, it's probably going to be the Trailblazers. But at the same time, you're getting Brandon Ingram and 2 first-round picks and getting rid of the third and some role players and another first for Brandon Ingram and 2 other first-round picks. I don't know why the Blazers would say no to that. I don't really know why the Pelicans would say no either. And why not trade for the second overall pick if you're New Orleans? I really don't see Charlotte trading the second overall pick. That's why. I mean, you could technically, trade for the second overall pick, but I think it's way easier to trade for Portland's 3 than it is Charlotte's 2, because Portland wants win-now players and is willing to get rid of their pick. Now on Charlotte's end, I don't know if Charlotte's that, willing to get rid of their pick. I think Charlotte wants to keep their pick, and Portland is rumored to not want to keep their pick. So, and I don't think Charlotte is going to want to drop down in the draft that far from 2 to 14. So, I really don't. I could see the Charlotte maybe trading down. I don't see it happening, but if it's going to happen, they're not trading down to 14, even if they're getting someone like Zion Williamson or Brandon Ingram with them. So I really don't see Charlotte trading down to 2. Now Portland at 3, they want to trade their pick. They want win-now players. They can get Brandon Ingram and the 14th overall pick and another first. I really don't know which team says no in that Pelicans-Blazers deal. But you guys have more thoughts. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.